Guys, this is an update to my last Feral Druid Pvp guide. Since it had a lot of faults in it, I left out some pretty intense and important shit, and I overall just had a lot of faults in it, which I've now noticed is like a lot of stats are better than crit. For example, mastery. A lot of people pointed out to me that mastery gives you more damage, and I had researched it before. I thought it was just bullshit, you know, but then I started doing tests, and turns out you'll get like at least a half time as much damage in arena and BGs with mastery. Yeah, so let's get on with it. Let's again start with the glyphs. I still have all my same glyphs, but I got a lot of points out that you can also, instead of taking fairy fire, you can take the bark skin glyph, which is also really nice, which reduces the chance you'll be critically hit by 25% while bark skin is active. But I don't use it, since the trees I'm doing at the moment is jungle glyph, and I have a lot of more like use from the fairy fire glyph, so the bark skin is useless to me. But it's like, if you're doing BGs or 2s, it's a really good glyph. Be sure to take it instead of fairy fire then. And I still have all the same berserk, rip, bloodletting, feral charge, ferocious bite, fairy fire or bark skin, and then just take out dash from minor glyphs. The other ones doesn't really matter. Well, the glyph of unburn and rebirth is nice if you're doing like Paradin hold or something, when like at the side of doing BGs and arena. It's good to have, man, but you know, it's nothing like major. You don't have to have it, but the dash is it's really good, man. Gives you a lot more viability. And for the talents, I haven't changed anything. I'll just point out, like, you can stop the video here if you want to like copy off my build, but I'm just gonna say a couple things about my build. It's like a bit more offensive than defensive. There are more offensive builds out there, and there are also a lot more defensive builds. But I'll just point out some, like, you have to have this feral charge. Survival instinct it's a defensive, but you really have to have it, man. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't take it. Of course, you want berserk, and guys, remember, from the restoration tree, always take natural shapeshifter, master shapeshifter, and heart of the wild. They are like they are a must-have to any build you're doing, any build, man. And infected wounds usually is a pretty like must-have also. But if you're going a bit more defensive, you can pick out thick hide. Gives you a more armor, and the chance you'll be critical hit is reduced. And pulverize is nice, since you'll probably be a bit more in bear form if you're going defensive. And yeah, furious wipes. That's I'm not really sure if I should have it or not. Some people say you really don't need it, since the cooldown on it, but I don't know, man. It seems like a good talent, so if you want it, sure, pick it out, no problems, man. Yeah, so just pause here if you want to take off my build. I'll post a link to it also. And yep, let's move on to gaming and reforging and enchanting. Well, this is the one where I had a lot of faults, man. And I've also gotten some new gear. I got the cataclysmic weapon and some other shit, but I won't talk about it now. So your main stat you want is, of course, agility. So in every red socket, put 40 agility, man. Always 40 agility, or 50 if you can afford it. Of course, it's better if you can. And also, if you want to, you can put them in the other sockets also. I've seen a lot of feral druids who are just going with 40 agility in everything, but I don't like them, man. It's always nice to have some other stats than just agility. But if you want to, sure, just put agility in everything, but I don't recommend it. So yeah, in the meta game I have 54 agility and 3 increased critical effect, which is nice, even though I ain't going crit build, but it's really nice. And then of course for the agility, yeah. And in the here comes the thing I had a lot of faults in. In yellow sockets, you want to have agility and mastery, since mastery is the thing. Mastery is the second most important stat for feral druids. Not crit, man. I thought it was crit. I'm really sorry for that, since you'll automatically get such a high amount of crit from just being in cat form. Let's check. 41% crit without any like crit enchants, any crit games, anything. So like, you really don't need a crit, man. Each other attack will crit anyway. So just put mastery, man, because that'll increase drastically your damage from the rip and rake. Let's see how much I have mastery here. I get a 46% more bleed damage. It's half as much, man. It's sick. And of course, savage defense. If you're going defense, you'll get 60% more damage absorbed by the savage defense. Yep. So in yellow ones, you want 20 agility and 20 mastery rating, or the epic ones if you can afford it. And yeah, that should be it. Yeah, and in blue ones, you can either do what you want. I put spell penetration in them, since when doing trees with my combo, it's really important to get your cyclones through, get your entangling roots through. So that's why I have quite a high amount of spell penetration. So it's nice to have 50 spell penetration in the blue ones. I really recommend it, man. I have 2 blue ones, 50 spell penetration. And one blue one, I have 20 agility and 20 hit to get me maxed out on hit. Alright, so you'll want to have agility, red ones, agility crit, metagems, agility mastery, yellow ones, and spell penetration in blue ones. Well, it's up to you, but yeah, and hit if needed. So the hit chance for PvP is 5%. You see, I'm over it for safety. You don't want to be like, you don't want to be even 0.1% under it, because you'll miss, man. You'll miss. Trust me. You want to have a bit expertise. I don't have it. I don't have too much expertise, man. I should get some. I'm gonna fix that. So also feel free to get some expertise. Mastery, as I said, yeah. And then moving on to enchanting. I don't have an head enchant, but it's up to you. You can choose from the PvP ones. In the shoulder, I don't either have, because I just got it. It's also up to you. I think there's a master agility one from the PvP ones. All Trollbearer add commendations. Choose whichever you want. They are both good. In the cloak, I got 70 spell penetration to get me even a bit more spell penetration, because now I got 170 spell penetration if I ain't mistaken. Yeah, 170 spell penetration. It's very good, man. It's really good. And in the chest one, you want the 15 or 20 ors. That's depending on which one you can afford. I have 50 crit in this one. If you have the money, buy the 50 agility one, but it's costing like 5k on my server, so I don't use it. But 50 agility in the wrist or 50 critical strike, up to you, man. Both are good. In the gloves, 65 mastery rating, or well, that's the best one for us, obviously. Then, and remember to have a belt what's it called? A belt, extra belt socket, always good, and put a 40 agility in it always. In the legs, 109 attack point, 55 critical strike rating. In the legs, 25 agility and minor movement speed. The minor movement speed is very useful, man, trust me. Yeah, and that should be it then, pretty much. And 100, yeah, I don't want to forget it. 130 agility to the weapon, man. It's really good. And yeah, according to that, everything reforge into hit or to mastery. Try to reforge. If you have the hit cap, just reforge everything into mastery. If you don't have the hit cap, reforge everything into hit till you have the hit cap, and then continue on with mastery. That's how I've got it. And yeah, I don't think I've left out anything now, and hope this one helped more, since please, this is a lot better, man. And I'm sorry to everyone who watched my last video. It had a lot of faults, and this is the more like hardcore PvP guide, if you could say so. It sounds a bit stupid, but yeah. And thank you for watching as always. Please comment if you have any questions, and feel free to ask anything. Please give it a like, and if this video helped you out, please subscribe, and see you guys later. Have fun.